EA, speaking of games, is shutting down servers for many old but still good games. This was first spotted by True Achievements on Monday, but Electronic Arts has confirmed it has started the process of shutting down online servers for some of their older games, which means players will no longer be able to play multiplayer online, and any achievements that require that feature will be forever unwinnable. IGN assembled a list of when and what games are getting shut down. And it is October 20th, 2022, Army of Two, the 40th Day, and Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel, as well as Dragon Age Origins, the multiplayer screenshots server. On November 9th, 2022, they're shutting down Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars, and Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath, alongside Mercenaries 2 World in Flames. November 30th sees the end of Onrush, and January 19th of 2023 will see the end of Mirror's Edge, NBA Jam on Fire Edition, Gatling Gears, and Shank 2. Oh, rest in peace. I really wish there was legislation to force these guys to release community server software.
Yeah.
Why not? Because they are clearly shutting it down anyway. Very, very frustrating. Yeah, Anthony's discussion question. It's not really a question, but bring back dedicated servers, you cowards. Games with servers shut down like this should have their server software released. Freaking-lutely.
Preach it, Anthony. Yeah, I feel the same way. There's a question which is like...
And Adam says, Mirror's Edge's online content only consists of leaderboards and ghost downloads. How hard is it to keep those going?
Yeah.
Unreal. Extremely frustrating. Entire generations of gaming experiences will be lost to this always online multiplayer paradigm.
It's really quite sad. I've always really... Because you don't... Like, maybe you don't care too much right now about some of these things closing down. Maybe you haven't thought about Mirror's Edge for a while, right? But there's a bunch of games where I don't think about them for a decade. And then one day I'll talk to a buddy about it and we'll reminisce over some good times with some game that I forgot the name of.
Like, oh yeah,
decade.
Remember Worms Armageddon?
Yeah, and it's like, man, we should play Worms Armageddon. That's actually really fun. And with Worms Armageddon, you can. And you can have a hoot.
Just
and
fire up some Hamachi and...
Yeah, and it's really quite genuinely entertaining. It's fun to go back and play that game. Some fun parts of it can even be going, wow, this is a bad game. Just figuring out, like, okay, in the last however many years, a lot of good quality of life things have happened to gaming. Like, that part is interesting. I'm not saying that with Worms Armageddon, to be clear, but that has been something that has happened to me a couple times that I've put some rose-tinted glasses on about a certain game, gone back to play it, and then I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Usually I think I have a pretty good memory for that stuff, but not all the time. But I want to be able to do that. And I think it's crazy that it's becoming a thing that you can't. And this is something that we talked about on WAN Show when it started becoming more popular, that games were becoming always online, multiplayer experience, blah, 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 blah. And no one seemed to care.
Yep.
And now it's starting to happen. And I think we're running into a situation where a decent amount of people don't care. And I think the reason why is it hasn't happened to a game that they care about. And it's going to be one of those things where it's like, they came for the X and I didn't care because it didn't affect me. They came for the Y. I didn't care because it didn't affect me. Now they're coming for me. Who's there to care about this? I don't remember how that quote works. But like, I think that's happening. You should care. This sucks. This is bad. There's groups out there that try to preserve old gaming experiences, and I think that's
that Matrix Online MMO like server reverse engineering project was wild.
Yeah,
I don't think it ever ultimately succeeded, but like with that kind of dedication, you have to know that if the source code was released, they would have made it happen.
Yep.
Probably would have made it better.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is sad. The question of what game are you most disappointed to see offline? I don't know. I'm just disappointed to see any of them offline, I think.
Yeah, no, none of these games should be offline. It should be only if nobody wants to play it anymore. But instead, we're not given the option. We're not given the choice.
Yeah. And even if no one wants to play it anymore, maybe someone wants to play it further on down the line. And to be clear, I don't think... Stop looking to the error off camera. Yeah, sorry, I'll look at Cardboard Linus a little bit more often. I don't think anyone is... I don't think that these companies should have to necessarily host the online servers for these in perpetuity forever. They should do what I think someone else mentioned, I think Anthony or maybe Linus, they should make it so that other people can if they want.
Theedy in Twitch chat says Battleforge is one game where the community fought hard with the EA. They actually ended up getting the source code as long as they swore never to monetize the game. And it's a similar situation with Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. Exactly. Good enough. We don't want to make money off the IP. We just want to play our freaking games.
Yes. Forged Alliance is, I think it's actually brilliant because they handed it over to community members that are doing an amazing job.
The Lord's work.
The Forge Alliance team, it's actually just wild what they've accomplished. Really, really, really impressive. And they made an agreement. You have to have a legit copy of the game to be able to play. So people still buy it because you can buy it through Steam. The original company is still making money. It's actually a win-win. Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Sounds good. I'm not even asking you to stop profiting off of it.
Exactly.
All I want is for there to be a route. And if people don't want to put the effort in, if you have made the path clear, if people don't want to put the effort in, that's fine. But the path needs to be clear. There needs to be a path. Just shutting it down, creating no potential path forward, that's not cool. I don't like that at all. And I would really love it if something happened. I don't know if it has to happen legally or what, but something happened so that this couldn't happen anymore because we're legitimately losing history and it's not good or cool.
Yeah.
Someone said Asheron's Call. Apparently there's multiple community servers now because you can do that. That's great. Asheron's Call is an ancient MMO. And I suspect Microsoft does not expect that they're going to be able to make money off of the original Asheron's Call. And that might be a very accurate thing. But yeah, just let the community host some stuff. And if you want to put in stuff, hey, you can't profit off of this, or they have to have official license keys for the software to be able to play on your server, whatever. Sure, whatever. Just make it possible.